Hello everyone, welcome to the online tutorial of Vidya Higher Secondary School. Today I am going to continue with class 10 chapter, that is continuity of life. Some of the topics are left out, so I will discuss with those topics only mainly. In the previous class we have done till the cell cycle, phases of cell division, that means interphase, mitotic phase, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, all their characteristics we have done. What is tumor, types of tumor, malignant, benign, so all these things we have covered up. But there are some things that we did not cover till now, that is the chromosome we have done. Now what are these chromosomes? These chromosomes are nothing but the chromatin network of the nucleus gets condensed during cell division, and in return they are termed as the chromosome. Now there are generally a type of chromosome that is termed as homologous chromosome. So what is this homologous chromosome? We all know that an organism is actually formed by the fusion of two egg cells. What are the two egg cells? First of all, the ovum from the female and the sperm from the male. So sperm cell and ovum cell come together, fuse with each other and produces a zygote. That zygote will ultimately grow into an adult. Okay. Now, what is this homologous chromosome? That means chromosomes, what is the total chromosome number in the body of the human? There are 46 chromosomes. So, we are formed as the union of our parents, that means of our father and our mother. So when we are having 46 chromosomes, that means the father will contribute 23 chromosomes towards us, and similarly the mother will contribute 23 chromosomes towards us. That means the sperm will contain 23 chromosomes and the ovum or the egg cell of the female will also contain 23 chromosomes. Now these 23 and 23 are summed up to form 46, which will give rise to us, that is the individual. Okay, now what is this homologous chromosome? The paternal chromosome and the maternal chromosome, one paternal chromosome and one maternal chromosome, which are morphologically, what do you mean by morphologically? That means considering the size, shape and the outlook, okay, outer structure. So the chromosome, the paternal and the maternal chromosome, which are morphologically similar with each other, those two chromosomes, that means the paternal and the maternal chromosome, will actually combine with each other. Those chromosomes are termed as the homologous chromosome. So what are homologous chromosomes? The paternal and the maternal chromosome, which are morphologically similar with each other. As they are similar, that means they will combine. So these chromosomes are termed as homologous chromosomes. I hope I am clear. Now moving to the sister and non-sister chromatids. I have given you the question of what is homologous chromosome, what is sister chromatid, what is non-sister chromatid. But at first you have to learn what is sister and non-sister chromatid. So at first you just tell me what is chromatid. You have learned what is chromosome, the condensed part of the chromatin network. Now what is chromatid? The arms, the chromosome is actually having two arms which are connected by a centromere. Just the diagram you see. These are chromatids and this is centromere. Just see over here, everyone. See, these are the two arms of the chromosome. So these two arms are termed as the chromatids. Understood? And these two arms or these two chromatids, see, are connected by a circular or globular structure which is termed as this centromere. So these arms are the chromatid which are connected by the centromere. This primary structure all of you have known. Now the next thing is that what are sister and non-sister chromatids? Sister, what do you mean by the term sister? That means siblings. Okay, so sister chromatid means they will be same with each other. Okay, as I have told you, paternal chromosome and maternal chromosome I have told you. Just think about this. Just come over here. Suppose this is the paternal chromosome. Understood? These are the chromatids. Okay, these two chromatids of the paternal chromosome are termed as sister chromatid. Understood? And what are non-sister chromatids? Suppose this is the maternal chromosome. Okay, any one chromatid of the maternal and any one chromatid of the paternal will be considered as the non-sister chromatids. That means any one chromatid, it can be any one chromatid of the paternal, any one chromatid of the maternal chromosome can be considered together, they will considered as the non-sister chromatid. And what are sister chromatid? The two chromatids of the same chromosome which are connected by the centromere are termed as the sister chromatid. So I hope it is clear. Now moving to the next topic, that is the chiasma or crossing over. What is crossing over? Now let us concentrate one maternal chromosome and one paternal chromosome come along with each other, will combine with each other. The segments of this maternal chromosome or the paternal chromosome will get interchanged with each other. That is termed as the crossing over. So let's just see what is it. Suppose this is the maternal chromosome and this is the paternal chromosome. Maternal and paternal chromosome. Next, what will happen? Suppose this paternal chromosome is shaded. It is done just in order to make you understand. Next, what will happen? This is the maternal chromosome and this is the paternal chromosome. Next, what will happen? You just see, this is the maternal chromosome having no shaded region. This is the paternal chromosome having the shaded regions. Understood? Next, it will exchange the segments. Can you see this? The paternal chromosome and the maternal chromosome are actually exchanging the segments. See, it is actually exchange the segment. Next process, what will happen as it is exchanging the segment? See, this portion of the paternal chromosome going over here and this portion of the maternal chromosome coming into the paternal. Understood? So, two different types of chromosome are being formed. So, this is the crossing over. See, crossing over. Okay, and during this crossing over, you can see X-like structure is being formed of this chromosome. See, X-like structure. This X-like structure which is formed during this crossing over is termed as chiasma. What is the spelling? C-H-I-A-S-M-A. Chiasma, and this process is called crossing over. This process of crossing over leads to the formation of a new genetic composition. So this is the process of crossing over, and due to this crossing over, genetical segments are getting exchanged, which ultimately will lead to the rise of the new genetic composition, or it will, in short, it will be the reason for mutation, and ultimately the new genetic composition will be formed. Now next thing is that the significance of mitosis and meiosis. So what is the mitosis process? There are three types of cell division process: amitosis, mitosis and meiosis. Amitosis is the regular or direct cell division that can be seen in amoeba. What happens? At first the nucleus constrict and ultimately the cytoplasm constricted, and it gives the bond of the two cells. Okay, next coming to the mitosis. Mitosis is generally can be seen in our body cells. Okay, over here the diploid mother cell is divided into the daughter cells which are having the same chromosome number and chromosome composition. Okay, that means diploid mother cell will produce diploid daughter cells. That is why it is called equational division. Okay, now coming to the meiosis. Meiosis is what? It is can be found in the gamete cells. Okay, and from one diploid mother cell, in case of meiosis, 4 haploid daughter cells are produced. Over here, the chromosome number is getting reduced. Okay, so what is the features, important feature of the meiosis? That it helps the gamete cells to divide. Next of all, that why these? You can ask me, ma'am, in case of mitosis, there is no reduction of the there is no reduction of the chromosome number within the cells, but in case of meiosis there is the reduction. Why so? Because you just see over here, suppose this is the diploid mother cell having 46 chromosome number. It is now producing the haploid cells 23 and 23. Got it? So 46 giving rise to two daughter cells, 23, 23. Again the diploid father cell or the gamete cell giving rise to the haploid gametes, 23, 23. Now these 23 and this 23 will combine together to form the 46, to form the 46 number chromosome. And but you just think that there is not this step is not present over here. Just think of it, that this step is not present. That means this 46 and this 46 will combine to form what? 92. 92. Okay, so ultimately in each and every generation this chromosome number will actually be increasing one after the another generation, one after the other generation. In order to maintain this chromosome number constant throughout each and every generation, this meiosis is helping a lot. It is maintaining the chromosome number generation after generation. Okay, so it maintains the chromosome number. So this is the primarily the main significance of the meiosis. The rest of the things, the question answers and the other things, other topic and diagram which are to be practiced, I have given it as the PDF form. You people please see those things, and if you find any kind of problem, please feel free to ask me. Okay, so till then, thank you. Next day we will start with the new chapter, that is the reproduction in organisms. So that chapter will start later on. So at first finish this chapter and let me know that whether you are having any such problem or not. Thank you.